How many times you were faced with the challenge to decide where do you have so many criteria to decide? And in this example, I will show you how to select the best possible house for you to buy using a multi-criteria decision, AHP, one of the most powerful tools for you to make better decisions when you have more than one criteria. Because if the criteria was just price, that's easy. You just buy the cheaper one. However, when it's price, size, location, age, maintenance, how do you do that? Let's see in this video. AHP is one of the most powerful ways of selecting and making decisions when you have more than one criteria. What we'll do today is I will guide you through a simple example. And I want just to give you the context. You are a young professional and you want to buy your first house. And you already selected, and among all the visits, you demonstrated interest in 3 houses. However, one house is cheaper, the other one is larger, the other one has a better location, the other one is younger. How do you put together all these criteria and make the best decision based on the multiple criteria? And I will show this using a canvas. And the first page of this canvas I want to show you is this. It's where you start to contextualize your challenge. So, very simple. What is my problem? My problem, it's called new home. The date is today. Okay? And what is the problem I want to solve here? So I'm young. My first house. I just got a line of credit that helped me to make this purchase. And what is my goal? So why I have this problem? It's because first, I'm looking for a place to own. I want something that has a nice location, that is easy for me to move in, that is easy for me to, to go to work and enjoy life. Also, it's very important, the size. Because currently I rented a tiny apartment, so I want to have a little bit more space, that I may have an office, I may have, a living room, or maybe an area that I can watch TV. And today I don't have that. So size is an important thing for me. Another thing is that I'm not very keen to maintenance or renew the house. So for me, the age of the house, it's interesting. And of course, last and definitely not least, it's the price of the house. So I want to find this and these features of a great solution. So what would be, I would say, if I can figure out the best possible house for me to buy? It's, of course, cheap. The second feature is, central located. Because I want to live in the city center. Okay, central located. I also want, I don't want to say a big house, but I want a decent size. Also, what I want a new house. I'm not saying not brand new, but I want a house that in some ways it's new. Okay, so then I want to understand, based on these features, which are the criteria I use. And this journey of these 3 steps is just to arrive here. So the first criteria is price. The second criteria is, for example, size. The third, location. And the fourth, age. Okay? So this is just to make very simple, and this I can put the description here. Why I'm suggesting this? Yeah, I will give you at the end, you can download this with all the field information so you can follow what I'm trying to do here. As soon as I'm done with this, I need to understand how I'm planning to build my decision model. And this drives me to the second part of the canvas. On this second part of the canvas, I will explore how do I plan to make my decision. So my decision is, I will draw here new home, and I will use 4 criteria. I will use price, I will use size, then location, then age. So what is the multiple criteria? I will do this. So the new house will do this. But as I said, I have 3 options that I really enjoy. It's called house 1, house 2, and house 3. So what I will do, I will draw here house 1, house 2, and house 3. Okay, so now let me just get the basic information of every house. So when I reach it out to Realtor, house 1 cost 180K, house 2 400K, and house 3 260K. Okay, if price was the only condition, go for house 1 and you are done. Then the size. The size, it's 100 square meters, house 1. House 2 is 160, and house 3, 155. So house 2 and 3 are pretty much the same in terms of size. Location, house 1 is central. House 2 is not central, but it's in a good region. Good region. And house 3 is far from the center. Look, I could have eliminated this third house. However, I liked it a lot. So I look at hundreds of houses, and these 3 I think that they are all really nice. And house 1 is 5 years old. House 2 is 2 years old. And house 3 is 20 years old. Okay, good. So what is a multi-criteria? It's I will compare the 3 houses in price, the 3 houses in size, the 3 houses in location, the 3 houses in age. And I will compare and prioritize all of this. And at the end, I will say, okay, house 1, house 2, or house 3 is the best. Not in price, not in size, not in location, not in age, but in the overall assignment. This is what is called the multi-criteria. For me, what is more important? Is it price? Is it size? Is it location? Is it age? For example, maybe I will analyze and say, oh, they are all the same value. Oh, okay. So you are giving 25% of the weight to each of them out to 100. But in reality, it's not like that. So when you give more value to price than to size than location, it's a different equation. Then maybe the cheaper one goes upper in the rank or go down in the rank. And this is exactly what we'll do. And in order to do that, we'll use the famous AHP or analytic hierarchy process. In order to do that, I will go with you and show to you this first canvas. It looks complex, but it's not, okay? It's not. Trust me, you can do this easily, okay? Now we need to compare. This is just a template for 5 criteria, but we'll use just 4. So what I'll do is I will write here price, size, location, age. And then I'll write it again. Price, size, location, and age. Let me do the same here. Price, size, location, and age. And the same here. Price, size, location, and age. And here, price, size, location, and age. Okay? I'm doing this, of course, you can do this in a computer, but as I always tell you, need just to understand the math before you start using the numbers. Okay? So what do you need to understand now? This is called the Saaty scale. Saaty scale has this name because of Thomas Saaty. And Thomas Saaty is the creator of AHP. So he's the father of all this technique. And he created a scale. And the scale goes, there are different scales, okay? There are scales 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. But I'm using a simple one. It's 1, 3, 6, and 9. If one criteria is equal to another one, I put 1, means they are the same. If one criteria is more important, I put 3. If one criteria is much more important, I put 6. If one criteria is extremely more important, what I do, I put 9 on it. It means if criteria A is extremely more important than B, I put 9 to criteria A. I give 9 points to criteria A. And then there is another field called reciprocal. That is 1 divided by this number. If A is 9 to B, B is 1 divided by 9 to A. And this is how you build these first. The first thing I want you to do, it's just forget everything and just think about this area here. This is where you need to put your brain to work, in these 6 cells here. All the others, it's just pure and simple calculation. So let's see how do we do that. So the first thing we need, I will just get here some copies because I did already this calculation. So first, price and size. If I think price and size are the same, they have the same weight or the same relevance, I would put here a number 1. However, I will put number 3. It means price, always the line, is more important than size. Means if I need to pick a cheaper one and lose a little bit of size, it's good. Okay, it's good. It's a good option. Then price and location. For me, price and location are equivalent. It means price and location, they have the same weight for me. They have the same relevance. Both of them are relevant for me on this. Price and age. price is much more relevant than age, then I put 6. There is no extreme here. It's just price more relevant than size, price is equally relevant to location, price is much more relevant than age. Then now let's go size. Size with location. Location is more important than size. So it means size is less important. So I put 0.333. What do I mean by that? Its size is less important than location. If it was the same, I would put 1. On the price here, why everything was above 1? Because price is more important than the others. But size is not more important than location, but it's less important. And then size and age. Size is more important than age, then I put number 3. In location and age. Location and age, number 3. Location is more important than age. Okay, as soon as I did this, okay, look, this criterion 5 does not exist, and this here does not exist. So now, what happens? I have all this part here in red. Look, this is very easy to fill. How do you do that? You just use the reciprocal. If price to size is 3, size to price is what? 1/3 or 0.333. Look, location with price. Price with location is 1. What is 1 divided by 1? It's 1. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. And then price with age, 6. Age with price, 1 divided by 6 or 0.167. Okay. Then I come here, location and size. Look, what do I need now? When I think here, 0.333 size location, here the reciprocal is 3. Remember always, this is 1/3, 1 divided by this. This is 1 divided by this, this is 1 divided by this, this is 1 divided by this, and age with size. What do? You look size with age. 3 here is 1/3. And age with location 3 here is 1/3. Okay, so what happens? This is like a mirror. Imagine this line like a mirror, and then you flip here and divide it 1 by this number here. If you have a spreadsheet, you can do this easily, but let's do by hand. Second step, very easy. You add these numbers. Remember always to consider the number I put here. This 1 here must be considered. So 1 plus 0.333 plus 1 plus 0.167. This is 2.5. This is just a sum, a normal sum of these 4 items. The other one is 7.333. The other one is 2.666. The other one is 13. 6, 3, 3, 1. 6, 3, 9, 10, 13. Okay? So very easy so far. Now, the second part is what we call normalization. The normalization is nothing more than this number, each cell, divided by the total placed here. Okay, so 1 divided by 2.5 is what? 0.4. Okay, this is written here. And then I put 0.133, 0.4, 0.067. Okay, I'm rounding the numbers, okay? Then I do absolutely the same for the second criteria. 3 divided by 7.333 is 0.409, 0.136, the other, 0.419, 0.045. Then 1 divided by 2.666 is 0.375, 0.125, 0.375, 0.125. And then the last one, 0.462, 0.231, 0.231, 0.077. Okay, done. How do you check if you did this right? Every single column must add up to 1. To 1. I will not do this, but trust me, it will be 1. Otherwise, you are not normalizing this. Okay, we did this. Then, what we need? We need just to calculate the average. What is the average? Very simple. 0.4 plus 0.409 plus 0.375 plus 0.062 divided by 4. And this is 0.411. This is 0.1156. 0.354, 0.079. Let's stop here. What do I mean? That you are giving to the price 41.1% of the weight. To the size, 15.6% of the weight. To the location, 35.4%. And to the age, 7.9%. Total, 100. So what you did, you just divided the pie. What do I mean by this? Means a good price has 3 times the value of a good size. 3, if it would be 45, it would be exactly 3. But almost 3. So almost 40% of your decision is made on price. 8%, 7.9 is on age. So it means being new does not necessarily brings you a lot of value. It's first price, then location, then down size, then age. This is what you just did. You did the first step. So very simple process, very, very simple. What is the number 4, 5, and 6? And I will do it only once for you to see the process. This is to calculate what we call the consistency index. Because maybe, this is very easy, but maybe sometimes you can create a conflict. Let's suppose that you say price is much more important than size. Then you say size is much more important than age. Then you say age is much more important than price. What you did, you created a loop, right? Because if price is more important than size and size is more important than age, how on earth age will be more important than price? So what you create an inconsistency. How do we avoid this inconsistency? What we'll do, we'll calculate what is called maximum eigenvalue. And this is irrelevant. I'm just putting here to make the right name. And this is very easy. So it's the total of the column multiplied by the weight of the first criteria. Price, this total, by this number. So 2.5 times 0.411. The other one, 7.333 times 0.156. Then the third one, 2.666 times 0.354. The other one, 13 times 0.079. And the formula is this. I multiply, add, multiply, multiply. So I'll multiply all of this and then I add up all of them. And this will be 4.142. And then what I do, I take 4.142 divided by how many criteria I'm analyzing here? 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus 4 divided by 4 minus 1. So 4.142 minus 4 divided by 4. This is 0.047. Last step. I take this, calculate the CR as this number, 0.047, divided by this RCR that depends on this number 4. So RCR to 4 is 0.9. 0.9. Then it means this is 0.053 and this is 5.26% of inconsistency. If this number is smaller than 10%, check. No inconsistency. Please, there is a full MBA course on just this part. So you need now to trust me that this is the best way for you to calculate inconsistency. If you are using a computer, it will show this, but you need to understand where this number comes from. And this is the table that Saaty built to that. So it means if it's below 10%, done. Why I do this is just to avoid that I'm not messing up with these comparisons here. So far I have ready my criteria. So now what I need to do? Now I need to do for every single criteria a way to compare the options. I need now to find ways to compare the 3 houses with the criteria price, with the criteria. This is exactly this, okay? I'm just putting different colors to make our life easier here. The second criteria is size. The third criteria is location. Don't worry, we will be able, I will send all of this ready to you so you can learn by using it, okay? And then this criteria here is, the last criteria is, let me just grab here, is the age, okay? The age. I will do all of them together to save. So these are the 4 criteria. So what do I need now to evaluate in these 4 criteria? The 3 houses. Of course, if I had 10 houses, then I need to do a 10 by 10 here. But just 3. Then I put, let's go here, house 1, 2, and 3. House 1, 2, and 3. House 1, 2, and 3. House 1, house 2, and house 3. House 1, house 2, house 3. And I would do the same here. H1, H2, H3. Okay, so we have the 3 houses here, 3 houses here. So I just fill this on the 4 of them. Again, now what do I need to do? Then it's easier because here I was comparing 4. Now I have just to compare the 3 houses regarding price, regarding size, regarding location, and regarding age. Very simple. I have the numbers here, so just to make it easier for me, of course, we have some of the numbers here. But first, regarding price, house 1 comparing with house 2, 9. House 1 is extremely cheaper. 180 against 400. Easy. House 1 and house 3, 180, 206. Okay, 3. And house 2 and house 3, I put 1/6 or 0.167. If I do this, what I need to do on the other side? Very easy. 0.111, that is 1/9. 0.333, that is 1/3. And 6 here. I add up 1, 0.111, 0.333, it's 1.444, then 16, then 4.167. Then I normalize. 1 divided by 1.444 is 0.692, 0.077, 0.231, 0.563, 0.063, 0.375, then 0.72, 0.04, 0.24. Average, add this 3 divided by 3, it's 0.65, 0.06, 0.282. Look, this is 100. What is the meaning? House 1 has 65% advantage. House 2, just 6. House 3, 28. The total, 100. If you calculate this and do the same, I will do just one more time. 3 here. 1.444 times 0.65. 16 times 0.06. 4.167 times 0.282. Total 3.085. 3.085 minus 3, because this is 4, but this is 3. 3 minus 1, and this is 0.043. 0.043 divided, when n is 3, 0.58, it's 0.074 or 74%. Less than 10, perfect. Remember, these, I'm just checking if I'm not messing up here. Now, let's do the same for size, okay? So size, I put here 1/3, 1/3, I put here 1/3. It means that house 1 is worse than house 2 and worse than house 3 on size. 100 square meters, 160, 155. And house 2 and house 3, look, 106 and 155, it's pretty much the same. I put 1. Okay, 1/3, then it's 3, 3, 1. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. Total, 7, 2.333, 2.333. Now, 1 divided by 7, it's 0.143. Then, 0.429, 0.429. Then here, 1/3 divided by 2.333 is 0.143, 0.429, 0.429. And then 0.143, 0.429, 0.429. Then 0.143, 0.429, 0.429. Look, 42% for house 2 and house 3. Of course, the weight is so close. And just 14% for house 1. And the inconsistency, it's 0, means it's a perfect. There is absolutely no inconsistency. This is very common when you have just 3 items. Now, let's do the same for location. So location, of course, this is the best one, then this is the second one, central, good, and far from center. Remember that location is important for me and should be central. So then I put House 1 is much better than 2 and extremely better than 3, because central is extremely better than to be far from the center. But if I had to choose between house 2 and 3, good region and far from the center, I will prefer the good location. 693, 16, 19, 1/3. I add up 1 plus 16 plus 19, this is 1.278. This is 7.333, and this is 13. Then 1 divided by this. And then I start to normalize. 783.13.087. Then the same for the other. 0.1818, 0.136, 0.045, 0.692, 9 divided by 13, 0.231, 0.077. Average, add this 3, divided by 3, 0.764, 0.166, 0.07. Oh God, this is 76% to house 1 against 7 to house 3 in terms of location, okay? So I'm doing this. Please don't stop the video. I know it looks crazy, but trust me, if you go up to the end, at the end you will do this in a minute, and this every single spreadsheet can do this automatically, but you need to understand what I'm talking about. And last but not least is age. Very easy. 5 years, 2 years, 20 years. Okay, so then what happens? House 1 is worse than house 2. 0.333. House 1 is much better than house 3. 5 is much better than 20. 6. And house 2 is extremely better than house 3. 0.33 on the other side is 3. 6, 1, 6. 9, 1, 9. Now let's add up. 1 plus 3 plus 1, 6. 4.167. 1.44. 4 and 16. Then normalize. 1 divided by 4. This is all repeating the same thing. Okay? This is 0.24, 0.72, 0.04. This one, 0.231, 0.692, 0.077, 0.375, 0.563, and 0.063. Last, average. Add this 3 and divide. 0.282, 0.658, and 0.06. And then, if you calculate this times this, plus this times this, plus this times this, add all of them, divided by, subtract 3, divided by 3, and go and do all this process I did here and I did here, you will reach 7.3%. So what happens? All of them, let me just go back here that I didn't put for this, 8.9. So on all these 4, less than 10 and for the criteria, it means the process is absolutely consistent. Now, let's go to the very final step. So what I want now, I want to calculate the final results. And the final results are very simple. I did everything. I just need to combine these numbers. And get the best solution. And this will rate the houses for me and will rank, okay, what is the best house for me. So what I do, let me just take my pen here. First, alternative 1, it's house 1. Alternative 2 is house 2. Alternative 3 is house 3. Criterion 1 is price. Then is size, then it's location, then it's age. Weight means the weight, these results here for each. 0.411, 0.156, 0.354, and 0.079. These four here, I'm placing them here. Now, look what is interesting. Price is the first criteria. Then I put the values of each of them. So the houses in price is 0.65, 0.06, 0.282. These three in price. Now I got the same, the three now in size, and I put on the side 0.143, 0.429, 0.429. The same here, 0.764, 0.166, 0.07 here. Now the last one, 0.282, 0.658, and 0.06. I'm done. I'm done. Do you know what I need now? I just need to multiply this number by this and put here, and fill this, and the formula is here, and fill this, and then at the end, add up and get the final result. I did that already, so I have the results here that I want to share with you. So 0.411 times 0.65 is 0.271. This is 0.022. This is 0.227. And this is 0.022. And the total of house 1 is 0.581. House 2, I multiply 0.06 times this. So it's the house point on price times the weight of price. 0.06, 0.411. This is 0.025. This is 0.067, 0.059, 0.052, and the total is 0.202. The last 0.116, what's this number? 0.282 times 0.1411. Then 0.067, 0.02725, 0.005. Then the total 0.212. Highest number, rank 1, 2, and 3. So which house should you buy? You should buy house 1. Then house 2 and 3, they are very similar. 0.21, 0.20. So they are pretty much similar despite of their difference. But in the overall set of criteria you created, they are similar. And please, I'm showing you this. But of course, you can download what I prepared for you. And this is a full prepared, ready for you. You can download this for free, okay, at the link above. And this has all the calculations step by step. And why I did this by hand, one by one? Because again, if you do not understand what is behind, you cannot apply. Remember, I compare the houses in one criteria, then I multiply by the weight of that criteria. Because it doesn't matter if you have a very high rank in a criteria, that is irrelevant. And this is the concept that Thomas Saaty brought to us on AHP. Of course, you cannot do and produce AHP with 20 by 20. It will be gigantic. It will be very, very heavy. But it's a simple and practical way of doing this. So what is my suggestion for you in my final message? Download this. Do some exercise, very simple. Do this, something like 3 by 3. Try to draw, because every criteria you add a lot of papers like this one. Because if you add one more criteria, you're adding one more line here and one more page. So of course, this has a limit. You do not compare 100 different houses and 100 criteria, because otherwise you will have to build 100 by 100 matrix and it will be impossible. So this is for your final decisions. We use this for projects, for job offers, for whatever you want to decide where you have more than one criteria. And this also gives you a really solid argument if you are presenting this to your boss or to your team to justify and rationalize on your decision. Think always about this, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit the bell button.